Nah. And the match slip comes down. Someone bumped into the camera. Hello, me. Okay. Kind of a blow-by-blow of the match we saw. Okay. You have, on the one hand, you have Chaos Dragons. Now, Chaos Dragons' whole gimmick is that they are a bunch of light and dark dragons that summon themselves based when the other one is destroyed. Light Pulsar Dragon, he can summon level 5 or higher dark dragons when he is destroyed. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, he can summon any dragon while he's face up on the field, so that's a potential loop. Pulsar comes out, he dies, summons the Red Eyes. Red Eyes then, if he survives, can bring out the Pulsar, rinse and repeat as often as necessary. You just wear your opponent down by keeping those two dragons attacking him. Alternatively, there's the smaller versions, the Ebony and Ivory Dragons, which also search for copies of themselves in the deck whenever they're destroyed. So that also keeps advantage. So you get a nice just stream of raw advantage. The idea behind Chaos Dragons is that you never want to lose any field pressure. Just keep throwing dragons. If they get destroyed, they replace themselves. You can just keep throwing dragons at your problem. Backing them up is the Lightsworn engine, since a lot of these dragons you need to banish in order to at least initially summon. You need to banish Light and Dark to summon them. So the Lightsworn engine is nice because ideally it already sets up 1/2 when they die because they're light monsters, but also because of their mill effect. During the end phase they have to send cards from the deck to the graveyard. The idea you want is to just be sending darks and any other lights to the graveyard. Another thing is that Pulsar Dragon, if he's already in the graveyard, you can discard 2 cards from your hand, a light and dark card from your hand, to special summon it directly from the graveyard. So having Pulsar sent directly from your deck to the graveyard is a good thing as well. That's why, as we saw in the third match, he runs Foolish Burial. Just to directly bury that Pulsar, he immediately has special summons set up for himself. Hunter Family, meanwhile, the idea behind that deck is just constant rank 4 Xyz spamming. You see, the Ma and Pa Hunter both have the same exact effect, where when they are summoned, they get to summon another level 4 Thunder monster, which all the Thunder family are. They're all level 4 Thunders. Sis Hunter gets the effect of, when she is summoned, she can banish a Hunter, she can banish any level 4 lower Thunder from the graveyard, and then you get to add it to your hand at the end of your turn. Now, we didn't get to see this established for one reason or other, but the loop that the Hunter family wants to get is, ideally they want to get the Thunder Seahorse. Now, what Thunder Seahorse does is it lets them dig for, they can discard Thunder Seahorse, get two Thunder cards from their deck to their hand. So you discard Thunder Seahorse, you get a Ma Hunter and a Sis Hunter, you summon those two, Sis Hunter effect activates, banishes the Thunder Seahorse, and then you get the Thunder Seahorse back. So ideally you get to maintain this loop each turn, where each turn you get to build a rank 4 Xyz. Okay. So we did see the rank 4 things happening for the guy. Unfortunately, he never really, I guess the hand just wasn't working out for him. He was never getting the Hunters lineup he needed. He never saw the Thunder Seahorse for whatever reason. So things do not look up. Hunters, it's a very strong uphill battle, and game 2 he really only had because he managed to stall the field out long enough for him to mill out the field. Now, upcoming sets coming out. For those of you who don't know and who want to buy new stuff, there is the Dragons of Legend coming out next week. It is going... Okay, honestly, it's going to have a card called Soul Charge, and that is reason enough for anyone to buy a million packs of this set. For those of you who don't know what Soul Charge does, it is a normal spell, and when you activate it, you can pay 1,000 life points for each monster you want to summon, and then you get to summon all those monsters. So if you want to pay 1,000 to summon one monster from your grave, that's fine. 3,000 for 3 monsters, even better for you. Only catches, of course, paying the raw life points, and you have to skip your battle phase. Now, it's a low risk, high reward card, which everyone and their grandmother is going to be running 3 of. There are very few decks that won't take advantage of this card just because it can special summon any monster.
Are you talking about Soul Charge?
Yes, I'm talking about Soul Charge.
Have you seen the double Quasar 5 Trish play?
Of course there is.
We were worried about the Soul Charge with the Soul Charge and Lone Fire. Turn 1 is an instant Quasar.
I could see that. For those of you at home, Longfire Blossom, it's a level 3 plant. You can sacrifice it to special summon any plant from your deck. So with Soul Charge, I'm guessing you can just keep summoning Longfires and just special summoning all the plants you need, and then building Quasar Dragon from there. Quasar Dragon is this absolute behemoth of a card. 4,000, 4,000, can negate an effect once per turn, just any effect, negated. And even if you somehow manage to kill it, he replaces himself with another big dragon, like a 3,300 Shooting Star Dragon.
I'm trying to remember how that combo goes. Me and Jamie were discussing it earlier. I think it's Lone Fire tribute for Lone Fire.
Yeah.
Lone Fire tribute for Dandelion. Then you play your Soul Charge, get back to 2 Lone Fires. Tribute Dandelion with Lone Fire's effect to get out Blow Up Bub.
Okay, so that gets you 2 tokens. You can then synchro for
formula.
Yeah, and then
you synchro. I think this is is it Spore? Which one is the plant that lets you special summon it by removing a plant from your graveyard?
Oh, that's Spore.
It's Spore. Okay, so it's Spore, not Bulb. My bad.
Okay.
So you summon Spore. You sync with the token for formula synchron. You remove Dandy from your graveyard to boost Spore to level 4. Special summon it back. Then you synchro for...
Yeah, the token, you synchro for a 5.
You synchro for 5, you sync for Librarian. And I'm trying to remember, there's another tuner, I think. I want us to say it's a plant tuner, a level 2 plant tuner.
Oh, yeah, copy plant.
Yeah,
you can sacrifice the other... You can then sacrifice another plant for the copy plant.
Synchro for Catastor, and then draw for Librarian's effect, and then synchro into Quasar. And you still have 6 cards at the end of your first turn.
Okay, to explain synchros to the viewer who doesn't know, synchro monsters, they're these monsters that exist in the fusion deck.
Extra deck.
Well, okay, it's called the extra deck now. Okay, basically they're monsters that you don't have to keep in your main deck, and you can essentially tribute summon them as long as you tribute a tuner monster and 1 or more non-tuner monsters whose levels add up to the synchro summon monsters. So, example, we have our level 1 Spore and our level 1 token in the example we gave, and you synchro the 2 off, and you get your level 2 formula synchron. Yay!
For the person who said they don't know what synchro, I got you. Here you go.
Okay.
Here's Malicious. We got Malicious. We all know that Malicious is a level 6 monster.
Yep. From their GX days.
We have your Plague Spreader. Plague Spreader is your tuner. He's your level 2. In order to synchro summon, you add the levels of these 2 monsters, which will give you a level 8 synchro. And our prime example for today is Stardust Dragon.
He was the face for synchro summoning for a long time.
He's a 2,500 He's a 2,500 level 8 dragon, and if there is an effect that would destroy a card on the field, you can tribute Stardust to negate that effect, and Stardust comes back in the end phase.
Okay. So...
Terrible.
Oh, I know you, Tinky Bear. You don't even know how to Tinky Bear.
Tinky Bear Pop. I swear, that is like the phrase of this Yu-Gi-Oh generation. Tinky Bear Pop. Because what all can you run Tinky Bear in? I run it in Gladiator Beast for one of my fun decks. You can run it in Constellars.
You can run Tinky and Bear in Constellars, Gladiator Beasts. Just simple beast control with Horn of the Phantom Beast.
People still run Horn of the... I tried running Horn of the Phantom Beast. It didn't work out for me.
It had its day. At the moment, precisely because of Bear just throwing fire formations at people. Okay, Exceeds. Exceeds are similar to Synchros. Similar concept, only you can put any monsters, but they have to be the exact level. You put them on top of each other. There's 5 minutes left in the round, so...
Let's see if I can get them another example. There we go.
Okay, Exceeds for the viewers at home. These are 2 level 4 monsters. What you do is... you basically just put them on top of each other, and you get to put this on top of them. Now, usually these Exceed monsters, what makes them unique from Synchro monsters is that the monsters they're sitting on can then be detached for various effects. Like this guy, he can bring back a normal monster by detaching a material, which...
And he also can detach a material to add 3 monsters from your graveyard, send it back to your deck, and you draw 1 card.
And like I said, we have 5 minutes in this round. There's usually someone going late, but we try to rush them along, so we'll get them. Now for Dragons of Legend. Now, like I said, Soul Charge is
broken.
Yes, but for those of you who don't want Soul Charge to be the only selling factor, it is the premiere of all the legendary dragons from that one Yu-Gi-Oh arc people kind of remember.
Wait, is this the Atlantis arc with Crinius?
It's like the Eye of Timaeus, Fang of Crinius, Claw of Hermos.
Oh, are they actually making those in the cards?
Yes, they're making those in the cards. So those of you who are excited, they're making them in the cards. They're only going to be including the monsters that the protagonist summons. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do what the heroes got to do, which basically combined their card with anything in order to make anything they wanted. They basically just got to make up rules at the top of their head, like Kaiba. He's like, I'm going to take my Fang of Crinius and fuse it with my Crush... No, he had Fang of Crinius. Yeah, I'm going to take my Fang of Crinius, fuse it with my...
Crush card? Was it
Crush card? My Crush card, and I'm going to make this Virus Dragon that just, like, regurgitates all over my opponent's monsters every turn, destroying them all because I'm Kaiba. That's what I get to do.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this replay will be uploaded to the Crimson Castle YouTube channel in a couple of days. For those of you who may have missed the stream, or those of you who may have came in late, like myself. But oh god, does this mean that we can fuse Mirror Force with Eye of Timaeus?
I don't know. They haven't released all the things yet. Currently, the only things we know for Eye of Timaeus are we have Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, and Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Or I think his English name is just going to be Amulet Dragon, which is kind of sad because that means he's not gonna get all the Dark Magician effects. But yeah, those are 2 of the most popular magicians in Yu-Gi-Oh! Riding a dragon. So what is not to love? Also, these monsters count as fusion monsters, and they are dragon-type fusions, which means for those of you at home who want to run some sort of dragon dark magician hybrid deck, you can actually run Dragon's Mirror. So yeah, you can banish those. You can just banish a dragon and a dark magician from play to special summon these guys. It works just fine. Or alternatively, you can use the Eye of Timaeus, which acts as both the polymerization and the dragon material. That's its effect for the...
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so that has the potential to be nasty.
Yeah, but it can only fuse with Dark Magician. But it can fuse for anything that needs a Dark Magician effect. So the advantage to Eye of Timaeus is it actually can replace Buster Blader and polymerization for those of you at home who want to get Dark Paladin working. You can just use Eye of Timaeus instead. So, and that acts as an Eye of Timaeus alone acts as 2/3, and you get 2 other dragons you can go into for whatever reason. If you're running a Dark Paladin deck, well,
that's old school. That is old school, Chris.
Yeah, well,
that is like really.
That's what this set is presenting, and luckily, if you're running a Dark Paladin deck, you should be running dragons anyway, since your Dark Paladin gets big off of dragons in the grave. So this, yeah, it seems now the more and more I think about it, the more it seems like they want you to build that Dark Paladin deck.
So my question, I haven't really had a chance to look at the new set. So with with Tobias, does he have to be on field to be treated as
No.
colonization?
Tobias is a spell card. What he is he's a spell card. He can only fuse with Dark Magician, and he acts as both the polymerization and the other material for that fusion summon. So for the Dark Magician dragons, he acts as the dragon type and the polymerization. And like I said, for Dark Paladin, he can act as Buster Blader and a polymerization. So
and for those of you watching, we are currently in end of main phase procedure with a match, and round 2 pairings will be coming up very shortly.
If you don't like spending money, don't buy all the packs then.
Don't be like me and buy a box. No, I'm joking.
Buy a box.
He will buy a box. If you do buy a box, come buy a box from us.
Yeah.
But he'll probably buy a box. He's a Dragons guy. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna buy this. I love dragons,
And for those of you who may be in the area, if you do want to come to Crimson Council, we are located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We are on 15th Street. It's impossible to miss. It's one of the biggest traveled streets in the city.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's right perpendicular to the other most popular street, McFarland Boulevard. So if you head down McFarland, you can't miss 15th, and then just head down 15th, and you can't miss us.
If you're coming from McFarland, we're going to be on your right. It's a little shopping center that's on your right. It's right across from Central High School. It's literally impossible to miss. And we deal in Yu-Gi-Oh! We deal in Magic. We also deal in multiple board games. So whenever you guys want to come through, get some game material, minis, Pathfinder, D&D.
Yeah, that's actually something that I've noticed a crowd coming around lately, is that there's a lot of people that just come here just to play the board games. We have Arkham Asylum was the one I've recently been seeing.
I haven't seen Arkham. Don't we have Warhammer here too?
Oh, a lot of people love Warhammer. Warhammer, phew.
But we have plenty of events going on.
Yeah, if you have Warhammer, War Machine.
So we have plenty of events going on during the week. We have Magic, which is hosted recently. We also stream Magic for those of you who might also be into Magic as well as Yu-Gi-Oh!
That'll be Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
I assume, unfortunately, you probably won't see our beautiful faces on those nights because I am very casual when it comes to Magic. But for those of you who... I'd actually recommend getting Dragons of Legend. It's probably the most casual, friendly set that's come out in a while. There's just a lot... This is definitely banking on your nostalgia. This is
Dragons. There's nothing casual about Dragons. History shows that there is nothing casual about Dragons.
Okay, well, there's a lot of other casual stuff. Like, you get the new Karibo.
Wait, there's another Karibo? Why?
Yeah, the Curry Bandit.
Why? We just got a Karibo. Why do we need more Karibo?
Because we never had Curry Bandit.
I think now they're just going through like the animes and just trying, since they're like tired of making up cards, they're just going through anime and they're picking out cards.
Yeah, so Curry Bandit, for those of you who don't know, it's a level 3 fiend, so for some of you might know what that means, tour guide target, but its effect doesn't work if it's tour guided out, but still, that's a rank 3, because you get the level 3 tour guide and the level 3 Curry Bandit.
First turns in mains.
So Curry Bandit, what he does to see if he's normal summoned, at the end phase, you can sacrifice him, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and add a spell or trap to your hand, and then the rest go to the graveyard. Oh, you excavate them now. We have to do the excavate.
We excavate now. We don't sand, we excavate.
Which is good for all you Sylvan players, because all your plants do various things when they're excavated. So yeah, you can throw Curry Bandit in make some sort of weird chaos Sylvan deck. You can throw Curry Bandit in there.
We don't need more chaos, Chris.
Yes, we do. Everyone needs chaos.
No, we don't. But for those of you who are watching for the matches, we have our next pairing coming up, and we'll have those 2 players' names up for you shortly with the decks that we will be playing.
Okay.
It's looking like we had, what was it? It wasn't Mermail. What was it?
I saw Geargia.
Okay, so we have Geargia versus Constellars coming up.
Okay, I'm calling it Geargia.
I don't know. It depends on who goes first. You know, that first turn Pleiades is rough. Oh God! So what do you think of the rule in OCG now, where first turn player cannot draw?
Honestly, it's a balancing mechanism. It makes the game a lot more fair.
Unless you're running against Infernity, unless they go play 1 set 4, and it's the exact same thing. So
I mean, some decks won't mind, but honestly, it makes sense just because as far as play interaction goes, the turn player has always essentially had one more card than the opponent has, unless in-game shenanigans occurred, because I drew, so I'm having 6 to your 5, you draw, you now have 6 to my 6, so... But then I draw on where I'm at 7 to your 6 again, so... And I get the advantage of setting up my board first, so this gives me... I get the board advantage first, but you get a card advantage for going second.
Let's see who we have here. We have
Zack starting first.
Geargia.
And he basically gets the ideal play. He gets a bunch of back row, he gets that Geargia armor. Geargia armor, for those of you who don't know, it's a card that you can, when it's flipped face up, you get to search your deck for, hey, Dark Paladin, yeah, see, you need to get that.
Save it.
Get them Dragons of Legend. Seriously, they want this set to, this set is for you. They really want to get the old schoolers back in with this set.
We see Zack shuffling, looks like he might want to,
Mind
he's going to Mind Crush. What is he going to crush?
And he called it right.
Cost, gets the cost.
I'd say that was a good call, and it puts Zack pretty solidly ahead. Jared's not going to be able to get his very important Pleiades out.
Oh, Pleiades is...
Okay.
Which Constellars have more support, honestly? I really do wish Constellars have more support.
Unfortunately, I think they're kind of done with supporting the Constellars.
So now instead of getting Constellars, we're getting Satella Knights, is it?
Yeah, Satella Knights. It's the same. It's... Oh, okay, he might get that Pleiades.
Oh, he won't get Pleiades. He might get an M7 by the end of the turn, but it won't be Pleiades.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't have another. What did he go for? He went for Omega. It looks like.
Yeah, it's.
Did he blind MST? No, that was Crush. That was Crush.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's fingering the MST like he wants to play it. He's going to use Constellar Omega's effect.
Yeah, to protect it. He's basically he's trying to preemptively stop any sort of back row hate against his Omega.
Unless it was a finish that he would have had down, honestly, I would have attacked first and then waited for my opponent to
yeah, that would have been the safer. I think he just really wanted.
He really wanted to make that push. Oh, and here come two Geargia out of the deck.
Oh, is that Geargia? Yeah, that's Geargia gear. Okay, so Zack had. Things couldn't have gone better for Zack in that opening.
He gets the Mind Crush, makes his opponent burn his MSTs. Doesn't have to worry about Sombras next time. I'm surprised he didn't go into M7, but actually M7 probably wouldn't have been that good.
Unfortunately,
he can't use the effect.
Yeah, he can't use the effect the turn when it's Chaos Summoned in.
Did he detach Gigant, add Gigant? No, he detached added armor, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he attached Accelerator, added Accelerator. Yeah, he's just adding the accelerators that he's detaching back to hand.
Huh. There's always the risk of honest.
Yeah, and I think that Omega's bigger than those Geargians, so...
I think it's 100 attack points. I think that Omega is a 2400 beater and Gigant is 2300.
Okay, but he has 2 Geargias, so at this point he's just going to get something.
Are we going to see 101?
I'm guessing we're going to see 101.
101 would definitely be...
No, Maestroke works.
Maestroke definitely works.
Okay, Maestroke's flipping that guy down, and...
We're going to swing. We're going to take 46.
Yeah.
Ooh, and how many cards in hand does he have left? Looks like he has 1 card in hand.
1 card in hand, so if he can clear the board... Unfortunately, when the gears are destroyed, they bring back...
special summons.
They can special summon a level 4 or lower machine, so... Even if he gets a Dark Hole out...
I want to say that's Star Chart, but I don't think it's Star Chart. Okay, no, it's the spell that lets you add 2 Constellars from grave to hand. It's pretty much the... What's the Necro Valley card? Gravekeeper Still?
Oh yeah, Gravekeeper Still. Okay,
it's
that's
essentially
really good.
It's essentially the Gravekeeper Stills for Constellars.
Okay, so yeah, he's trying again for his Pleiades.
The question is, what would Pleiades really do at this point?
The best thing Pleiades could do is immediately bounce one of the Gear Giants. It won't get its effect, and then next turn he can bounce one of the others. That set Zack pretty far back.
And remember, for those of you who like to watch, follow us on Facebook at Crimson Castle Games. You can follow us on Twitter at C Castle Events, and also like and subscribe to our Twitch channel. We will be here every Thursday night at 6:30 on, what are we, Central Time? 6:30 Central Time.
We're Central.
And we will be streaming every week. And he went for Shark.
Okay, I would not have gone for Shark. That's a much more aggressive play. Shark can attack twice for detaching, so he could outright destroy them, but the thing is that they got their
special summons.
He got the special summons off since they were destroyed. I think the Pallades would have been stronger because Pallades would have still eventually cleared the field, and he would have bounced them both. Therefore,
he could have bounced the Gen to make sure that the Gen couldn't use the effect and could have swung over one of the gears, and then the next turn he could have used Pallades' effect to bounce again.
Yeah, just bounce whatever he summoned. So,
is that Tinky?
Yeah, that's a Tinky. You got a bear, I believe.
It's not looking very good for Constellars right now.
It's just Geargia.
We got to overlay. What are we overlaying for? What are we overlaying for?
Okay, the reason why he's able to summon all these monsters is Accelerator just jumps out of the hand as long as...
You have a Geargia face up?
Yep. So, Accelerator is an extremely silly card.
Oh, did we take damage? Okay, Zack took 200.
Yeah,
from Shark's attack, that's right.
Yeah, okay, just make it a Pearl.
2600 meter, just enough to get over Shark?
Yeah, and
Pearl Acid Golem, really?
Acid Golem, he's
going for game.
Yeah, he's going for game. Acid Golem, 3,000 for only 2 level 3s, but the thing is that you have so many restrictions tied to the guy. You can't special summon anymore when he's summoned, and you have to pay 2,000 life points to keep him up.
When he doesn't have a...
When he doesn't have any
you have to
material.
either detach, or you have to detach, or you take 2,000.
Yeah.
And don't you, once he's out of materials, don't you continue to take 2,000?
Yeah, you just have to pay the 2,000. So as I'd say, that was risky, but it paid off for him. He just got game in before any of that mattered.
And well, considering that Jared didn't really have any backfield, unless Jared had something in his hand that was going to negate an attack, it's a pretty safe play. I'm trying to think. There's a XYZ monster that would let you special summon XYZ to your opponent's side of the field. I want to say it's a water type.
I'm certain there was some. I'd say there was actually some shenanigans around Acid Golem where
you can special summon Acid Golem to your opponent's side of the field and then take 2,000 in the next turn.
Yes. So it's kind of another flavor of Lava Golem, which is obviously the inspiration, since they're both 3,000 beaters that punish the players that use them.
We see Zack's Kasi token sitting there on top of his side. Mm-hmm. We see some Karibo tokens up there at the front. And for those of you who might have gotten here after the first game, Zack is up 1-0 over Jared's Constellars.
Yeah, he just got the ideal opening for that deck. He got to that early armor, which let him get to the accelerators, which just let him set up multiple Geargia and X's from there.
Let's see, I'm seeing a book, I see a tools, I see a Sombres and a bear. Looks like Jared is choosing to go first, which is definitely probably the better move.
Okay.
I don't know why the tools, though. I would figure more something along the lines of Divine Wrath.
Tools, I guess, just to stop that Geargia gear. It's a counter trap, so you throw the tools down, he can't do anything to respond to it, or unless he's running his own tools.
I'm not familiar with that Constellar. Is that Leonis? I can't see from here. Is that Leonis? I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, folks at home. We don't see this guy too often. Okay,
I'm used to seeing
set 4. It's looking like another good start. Rhoda,
really good card. Oh, Rhoda reminds me of Stratos. I miss Stratos.
Yeah, a lot of people miss Stratos.
And it's not Stratos that's the problem. Honestly, I think it's Hero Lives. And it's multiple Hero Lives of that.
Well, the problem with Stratos is that even at 1, there were so many ways to still get him. You had the reinforcement of the army, which searched for Stratos as a warrior. You had letter E emergency call, which lets you search for any E hero, which lets you get Stratos. Which Stratos effect is when he's summoned by any way, you get to add a hero from your hand. So E hero you get 2 heroes off your E hero.
For some of you who might possibly run Teledad or know where Teledad is, you can always summon a monk into into Stratos automatically.
Yeah, Summoner Monk was another way. Summoner Monk, by pitching a spell, you get any level 4 from your deck.
Or actually, yeah, Summoner Monk, Summon Stratos, and if you had D-Draw in your hand, most people would probably go for that Malicious.
Yeah.
Send Malicious to the grave, get your 2 draws,
So,
you got your grave set up.
So there was a lot of ways. There was a lot of ways for Stratos to get set up. A Hero Lives was probably the best one since it was just a spell you could throw down.
The only problem was paying that cost, though.
Half your life points, and the idea behind the old hero decks, usually they want to make such a field that is so hard to crack that...
Oh, we're seeing Black Corn.
Oh, Black Corn. Okay, for those who don't know, it's a monster that can just directly send another monster to the graveyard, no pass and go, no collecting $200, and then burning them. And he tries to Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain would negate the Corn's effect.
Well, I guess that.
But that's 7 tools.
That 7 tools came in handy after all.
Yep.
And remember that Black Corn Sense, it does not destroy. It cannot be negated by effects that would stop a destruction effect. Stardust Dragon will not work on Black Corn.
Yeah, and the Gear comes down anyway. Yeah.
You hate to see that type of thing happen.
Yeah. Jared was playing pretty well with the Constellars, but unfortunately, things are going to get for him now since Geargia is going to replace.
It looked like he drew into Torrential.
Yeah, he has a Torrential in case things get really dicey. Summons the Geargia and auto, gets his armor back.
Set Torrent.
Yeah, so now he has... And now the Accelerator's coming down.
What are we going for this time?
In the olden days, you could have gone for...
Gigant.
Yeah, Gigant's just a very safe play. What he did, he kind of abridged his move. What he did is he attached the Accelerator to add the Accelerator to his hand, special summoned the Accelerator, and then went to another Gigant, and then added that same Accelerator. See?
And he set armor so he can get his effect.
See, once Geargias get rolling, the idea is that you have to stop. You just have to stop a lot of these plays. The weakness of the deck is that it's just a lot of these little weenie monsters.
And we see Zack takes the game.
Yeah,
Jared couldn't draw anything to stop that field, and even if he did, we would see a Torrential, and then Geigen would get the effects.
Yeah, he had Torrential backing up his. Gigants, and of course, when Gigants are destroyed, they summon more gears. So
even still, he still would have went plus over.
Yeah,
you really do hate to see that type of thing happen. It's gotten to the point now where some of these decks they special summon so much stuff in one turn that it's really hard to get over it.
Yes, which is why you should get Soul Charge, because you too, it doesn't matter what deck you're running, you too can bring back all the cards.
I'm calling that card instant limit. There's no way multiples. The only good thing about that card is you can't play multiples of it in one turn. However, if you do run it in a deck with who is he? Diamond Dude. If Diamond Dude hits the effect.
That's actually great because you don't get on it.
Wait, is it the effect? Is it the card or is it the effect? Because if you can only activate the effect once per turn.
No, Diamond Dude just activates the effect. You don't have to pay any of the costs.
I'm saying for Soul Charge. So I think Soul Charge says you can only activate the effect once per turn.
Oh, does it?
I don't know. Me and Jamie were discussing that. Oh, that's another tip for you people who might be running Dragon's Mirror. Run Diamond Dude. Run Diamond Dude. Run Diamond Dude. That's all I can tell you. Run Diamond Dude. Hit one of your Dragon's Mirrors. It's a free fusion.
Yes.